Are you listening?
Welcome to another episode of the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant Chappelle, and on this week's episode, Xbox might have plans to launch 2 next-gen consoles this fall. Google Stadia surpasses 1 million users. DICE warns that Battlefield 5 is coming to an end. And finally, we have some massive news surrounding the future of Horizon Zero Dawn. But before we jump into any of that, your top headlines. First up, Xbox. We are 1 week closer to the launch of the Xbox Series X. The most powerful, badass gaming console that has ever existed. And in most weeks, the leak of the Xbox Series X logo would be one of our top stories. But not this week. Because according to Windows Central, Microsoft may still have plans to launch 2 next-generation consoles this year. The first being the Xbox Series X, and the second being Project Lockhart, a more affordable and less powerful console than the Xbox Series X. Windows Central explains, "We heard Lockhart is entering take-home stages for Xbox employees to get their hands on the system and begin providing feedback and testing." You may remember that Project Lockhart is speculated to feature 4 teraflops in processing power, solid-state technology, and while the console will be less powerful than the Xbox Series X, Windows Central reports it'll have capabilities that elevate it further than the Xbox One X in various ways. Man, Project Lockhart, Project Scarlet, and Project Anaconda? When the hell did naming consoles become so badass? I mean, it definitely makes your job sound way more important. Sorry, babe, I've got to work late tonight. Yeah, I'm working on Project Lockhart. Yeah, the Xbox thing. Next up, Google Stadia hit a massive milestone as a service this week, as Reuters has reported that Stadia has finally crossed 1 million installs globally following the announcement of 2 free months of Stadia. In fact, in the week following the announcement, Stadia saw over 225,000 users download Stadia from the App Store and the Google Play Store. But the good news for Stadia doesn't stop there, because following community pushback, Digital Foundry updated their review on Doom Eternal running on Stadia and admitted that some of their initial issues were not due to Stadia itself, but their setup. And to top that, IGN upgraded Stadia to a 7 out of 10 and are now listed as good. You know, after being called a Stadia corporate shill for months now, it's nice to see the likes of Digital Foundry and IGN join the party. But that's not all for the cloud-based streaming service that could, as Stadia has announced that they will be holding a Stadia Connect on Tuesday, April 28th, in which they plan on announcing new updates in games, with perhaps one of them being Marvel Avengers, as the ESRB rating board has confirmed that Square Enix's Marvel Avengers will indeed be coming to Stadia. Animal Crossing New Horizon. For many, during quarantine, this game has become a huge escape. In fact, the game launched on March 20th, around the time of the start of the US quarantine. And in the game's first 30 days, the game sold 5 million digital copies, which broke the all-time record for selling more digital copies in a single month than any other video game. But that's not what we're here to talk about today, because this week, actor Elijah Wood broke the internet when Twitter user directed by Ryan wrote, "Guys, I tweeted my turnip prices and Elijah Wood came to my island and hung out. This is the best day in quarantine yet." And sure enough, there he is, Elijah Wood sliding into DMs, arriving on the island, hanging out with friends, and even leaving a wonderful Yelp review. And finally, for our top headlines, let's talk about Battlefield 5. This week, developer DICE revealed that following the summer Chapter 6 update, Battlefield 5 will be coming to an end. According to Ryan MacArthur, the senior producer at DICE, As you are aware, the current Battlefield 5 chapter, Into the Jungle, wraps up on April 29th. As we look to the future, we will release one more standalone update this summer that brings with it some new content, weapons, and game tweaks. We are targeting June for this update. When Twitter user T4RVOS wrote, "I hope that I understand this right. So you say that the game won't be expanded at all after summer. The game will receive no new maps, weapons, factions after that?" To which the official Battlefield Twitter account tweeted, "Correct, and we'll have more details about what's included in the summer update closer to that time." Which raises the question, if DICE doesn't plan on launching the next Battlefield game until 2021, what will they do following this summer? Could we see DICE work on a brand new Star Wars Battlefront game? Or maybe a new Mirror's Edge game? And wildcard prediction, maybe EA is pulling all available resources to assist in the relaunch of Anthem 2.0. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's top headlines. So without further ado, let's jump into this week's top story with the rundown.
Now for something completely different. Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn, The Legend of Zelda of PlayStation. Shh. If you listen carefully, you can hear someone raging at that comparison. If you weren't aware, Horizon Zero Dawn was developed by Guerrilla Games and was originally released in 2017 for the PlayStation 4. Horizon tells the story of Aloy, who lives in a world where humanity has fallen and nature, along with giant robotic animals, have taken their place. Horizon Zero Dawn was met with unanimous acclaim, selling 10 million copies and becoming the 5th best-selling PlayStation 4 game of all time. And since 2017, Guerrilla Games and PlayStation have been hard at work developing the follow-up to the first game. And this week, the Video Game Chronicles revealed that PlayStation is not just planning one game, but 2 more games for the Horizon series. According to the article, the next installment, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, started development soon after the first game's successful release. Initially, the game was planned for the PlayStation 4. However, it's thought that development has now entirely shifted focus to Sony's next generation console. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is said to be gigantic in scope, with a larger game world and more freedom to explore it than its predecessor. People with knowledge of the game also indicated the inclusion of a co-op feature, although it's not clear if this is delivered via the main story or a separate mode. And when you say something like the world of Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be larger than the original game, that's insane, because that world felt massive. The original game featured so many unique areas that not only felt massive, but Guerrilla did a great job to make them feel lived in. And if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to surpass that, my God, this game is not only going to be the game of the year, but it's going to be better than any Zelda game that has ever come out. He doesn't know anything about video games. But the other key point to take away from this is multiplayer. Now, the original Horizon Zero Dawn game was rumored to feature multiplayer gameplay. However, the dev team decided to abandon it in order to focus on other aspects of the game. So if the sequel does bring multiplayer into the game, what does that really mean? Well, one idea might involve Tatai. As last year, voice actress Janina Javankar told a fan who mentioned that they loved her character, "It's incredible. Just wait until you see the sequel. You're gonna die. I know some secrets. You are gonna die." So, could Horizon Zero Dawn 2 feature multiplayer, where one gamer plays as Aloy and the other plays as Tatai? The other option, of course, could be that Aloy becomes an NPC and gamers can create their own characters, but personally, that doesn't seem very likely for me, and it kind of takes everything that the first game accomplished and just throws it out the door. Now, as far as the biggest question surrounding all of this of when will I get to play Horizon Zero Dawn 2, I think it's safe to bet that this will be a game that launches with the PlayStation 5. I mean, let's look at the facts. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC in June. A Horizon Zero Dawn comic series by Titan Comics is releasing in August. PlayStation has touted that the new PlayStation DualSense controller can simulate the tension of an arrow being pulled on a bowstring. Yeah, I think it's a very safe prediction to say Horizon Zero Dawn 2 will be a launch title this fall for the PlayStation 5. And finally, for this week, we come to that noise. Of course, signifies that we are running out of time and coming close to the end of the show. So, in order to cover all the week's remaining news, we must initiate a segment that I like to call Every single week, we have so much news to talk about and so little time to do it. So we take all the week's remaining news, put 60 seconds on the clock, and try to cover it as fast as humanly possible without running out of breath, passing out, or dying! So with that in mind, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. And go. Fortnite's Travis Scott concert garnered over 12.3 million viewers. Man, could you imagine if this show garnered over? That'd be incredible. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 is now free to play for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam. Season 5 of Apex Legends is coming on May 12th. And speaking of Apex Legends, the developer is working on a reconnect feature, which if you're disconnected, it reconnects you. We got our first look at the upcoming Crash Bandicoot mobile game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to Xbox Game Pass. Valve wants to make a Portal movie. The Baltimore Ravens' Lamar Jackson has confirmed that he is this year's Madden cover athlete, which RIP the Ravens, because I believe in the curse. Death Stranding's PC launch date has been delayed until July 14th. Final Fantasy VII Remake has officially sold 3.5 million copies, and Facebook launched a brand new Facebook gaming app. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Nerf'd in 60 seconds, and that is it for this week's episode of the show. My mic went out, had to use the big drop-down mic, but it doesn't matter because the show is almost over. The garbage truck is on fire, but we're almost done. So, if you like the show, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, please share it with your friends. As always, my name is Brian Chappelle. You are you, and this has been the Nerf Report. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks again for checking out the channel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more content just like it, hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, check out one of our other videos. You know, I don't know about you, but I've been really using this quarantine to perfect my skills, like calling the Leviathan. So freaking awesome.